Tuesday from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's Big East Conference basketball. The Panthers of Pitt trying to break away from a 6-game losing streak as they host the Eagles of Boston College. We are in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on this Sunday afternoon. We welcome you. I'm John Sanders along with Leo Routens. You're in for a treat because we're going to see Woodward matching up against Vonteego Cummings. Should be a great show for the guards. But inside, you have to give the edge to the Eagles because of experience.
Really, you do, John. Experience does play a big part. 2 seniors and the juniors in the starting lineup. Antonio Granger playing great basketball. Mickey Curley and Kostas Maglos, 41 points, 19 rebounds, and look at the number of games these guys have played. Mickey Curley, the 6'9 senior, does a great job in terms of leadership. He's out there, he knows how to play, he can pass, he can shoot, and he doesn't mind playing physical, banging, coming off an ankle injury. He's been playing better as of late, 29 points in his last 2 games, although he has suffered from the flu and not practiced in the last couple of days.
But he is going to play the game this afternoon. You look at Pitt's guys up front, it's just the opposite. They're very, very young.
Very young, 2 freshmen and a sophomore in the front line. They do a good job on the glass, 19 rebounds like Boston College, but you can see 31 points. Game experience seriously lacks, and Isaac Hawkins is the leader there. 6'9", jumping jack. He can really get up. Last 8 games, 15 points, 9 boards a game. Number 1 in the Big East in offensive rebounds and over 4 a game, can block shots. Really provides a lot of energy for the Pittsburgh Panthers in that front line, getting up, going to the basket, and finishing strong.
And they will need him this afternoon in this matchup against the Eagles of Boston College to try to help out Vonteego Cummings. Keep your eye on number 3 today. He's one of the best in this conference. We'll have the starting lineups for the Eagles and the Panthers when we come back with Big East basketball from Pittsburgh.
In 1993, we changed everything. Dodge became the new Dodge, and the new Dodge became Intrepid. Now we're changing the way cars are created. Today's new Intrepid is the world's first car designed, assembled, and proven on computers, enabling a degree of precision never before possible. Welcome to the world of the new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Thank you.
Today is a great day for me personally. After holding out for 3 weeks, management has agreed to my demand. I'm also happy to report I've decided to take my entire salary and donate it to charity. Besides, when you're as rich as me, who needs another 18.4 mil?
Think that's refreshing? Try this. The crisp new taste of 7-Up. It's everything you like about 7-Up, just more of it. 7-Up with a crisp new taste. Now that's refreshing.
I'm donating my agent's cut too. Yeah.
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you. No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take them.
Good stuff with combos.
Hey, the holidays are over, but if you're like most homeowners, you're still paying for them. That's why First Plus introduced the Debt Buster loan. It lets you borrow up to 125% of the value of your home. So even with no equity, you can still consolidate your credit cards and other loans into one low monthly payment. Plus, the interest is usually tax deductible. Give yourself a holiday from all those bills with the Debt Buster loan from First Plus. Call 1-800-510-PLUS.
Today's Big East game is brought to you by the new Dodge. From cars to minivans to trucks, it's about change, the new Dodge. By First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working for you. And by Kodiak, the new look in pressure-treated lumber. Its natural brown color makes other pressure-treated wood green with envy. Big East Conference basketball from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's set the starting lineup for the 12-11 Eagles of Boston College. Dwayne Pena, a sophomore, will get the start. They have been playing Kenny Harley primarily in that spot along with Woodward, but Pina will get the call this afternoon. Meantime, for the Panthers of Pittsburgh, starting lineups. Lockhart has really picked it up offensively of late. He's led his team in scoring 3 of the last 4 games. They'll need him this afternoon. First year at the helm for Al Skinner after 9 outstanding seasons as the head coach at Rhode Island. There is Ralph Willard. This is his 4th season at the helm. He had a lot of success at Western Kentucky. Looking forward, as are all of the people here, to the Convocation Center, which will open up in about 3 years. Our referee is Mike Kitts, working with Rusty Herring and David Day, and we're set for basketball. Glad you could join us on a Sunday afternoon. Vonteego Cummings will bring it up for the Panthers.
Boston College starting out in a 2-3 zone defense. They're going to mix up their defenses today, just like Pittsburgh likes to do, to try to throw off the rhythm of the Panthers. And there's a good start. Jared Lockhart, you mentioned he's been playing great basketball as of late, John, shooting 38% from 3.
And that's a key for a shooter. You hit that first one, maybe it's a good run for him. We'll find out. The Panthers have the early lead this afternoon, and they're happy to be back in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. They played their last 3 home games at Pacific Arena and lost all of them.
Pittsburgh coming out in a 1-3-1 zone defense. They like to mix up their defenses quite a bit. Try to throw off the rhythm of the offense at any time they can.
Granger with a miss. Here is Hawkins. Turns, jump hook, a little strong. Maglos has the rebound for the Eagles. Pittsburgh, a tough stretch. They played 4 games in 8 days, losing twice to West Virginia, and they lost the city game the other night to Duquesne for the first time in almost a decade as Woodward gets his team on the board.
Yeah, that really was a tough loss for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Took a lot of heat in the newspapers locally around town. Not a good one to drop if you're going to drop a game.
Lockhart's second 3, and he is on the mark so far. We saw him come out and warm up. He's a shooter, make no mistake about it.
Well, he was out here a good 2 hours before the basketball game, getting in his form, getting his rhythm going, did a real nice job of getting set for this basketball game.
Cummings with a steal. He's ahead of the crowd and sets up Lockhart, who has done all the scoring for the Panthers so far.
Nice job defensively. You have to really be conscious of Pittsburgh because they will try and jump on you quickly with their half-court traps, try to take the ball right at you.
Panthers trying to end the 6-game slide, but I think this is also a key game for Boston College. If they want to think about postseason and possibly the NIT, they need some wins. What about the keys to victory, the Dodge keys to victory?
Well, right off the bat for Boston College, you have to handle the traps. You can see the problems they've already had and recognize defenses. Ralph Willard switches defenses quite a bit. Goes from 1-3-1, 2-3, 3-2, throws all kinds of different defenses as well as some man-to-man.
A quick start for the Panthers. Lockhart has all of the Pittsburgh points. 8-2 is our score.
And now Boston College has gone to a man-to-man defense.
Greer gets it down low and throws it away. What about those keys for the Panthers?
Take a look at the Panthers. Keep the big man off the glass. We talked about the advantage for the front line for Boston College, so the Panthers have to box out and give some scoring help for Vonteego Cummings, who has so much pressure, but Jared Lockhart off to a good start with 6 quick early points.
Maglos reversing the basketball. Granger kicks it off to Woodward. 3-second violation. 3rd turnover in the early going for the Eagles, who trail it 8-2. 2 3-pointers and a layup so far. All belong to Jarrett Lockhart.
Well, you mentioned the fact how important this game is for both teams. John, Boston College says if they can win this game, that gives them number 13. They're hoping if they can get to 16, it could be an NIT season.
Well, Lockhart is on fire. That's 10 points already for the sophomore from the Bronx. He's hit everything he's thrown up thus far, 10-2.
A very smooth stroke.
Maglos has that one rejected by Hawkins. Kicks out of bounds. Touched last by Boston College, and the Panthers will have it.
Great job by Isaac Hawkins. He kept his feet, kept his position, got his hands up on Maglos, and Maglos practically put the ball in his hand. Look at his position right there. Number 52, great job. And there's the blocking right off of Costas Maglos. Excellent
That's kind
defense.
of a double embarrassment, isn't it, when that happens?
Absolutely. Now you
Blocks
can literally
it back in
say,
your face.
wipe that Spalding off your forehead.
Here is Cummings, who brings it up. So they're going to have to find Lockhart and stay with him. Right now it's Woodward who will try to guard him. Along the baseline, a foul is called.
Looks like the foul will be on.
It's on Lockhart.
Lockhart, that's right.
Lockhart, who was battling with Woodward along the baseline, gets called for an offensive foul. So Pina will march it up. The Eagles are down by 8 in the early going. There's a steal. Panthers, one of the best in the Big East. They had been number 2 in steals all during the early part of the season, now number 4 in steals. Skip pass is touched out of bounds off the hands of Granger.
Dangerous pass trying to go cross court like that. You want to get that ball up in the air, better off getting to the top and then swinging it around.
But more and more teams in recent years have gone to those skip passes.
Yeah, as long as you're using ball fakes, and again, it's got to be after 1 or 2 passes. The first pass to make a cross-court skip pass, that's dangerous.
Cosby backs away, tries to go inside to Hawkins along the baseline. Jump hook is good.
Hawkins loves that right-hand baby hook. If you're playing against him, you want to try to get him to go to the left hand. He really doesn't show that much.
This is a turnaround for the Panthers, who've been trailing in almost every game they've played in this 6-game losing streak. But today they jump out to a quick 10-point lead.
Good movement defensively.
Woodward around Lockhart, goes back to Curley. He rattles it out. The rebound to Greer. Back comes Pittsburgh. That one was kicked by Woodward. A new 35 on the clock with 15:56 to play in the first half. We have our first timeout this afternoon. Good start for Lockhart and the Panthers. Thanks to him, they're up by 10.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Big East basketball on Fox Sports New York is brought to you in part by Champion Mortgage. When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
What could be more depressing than paying bills?
Paying bills on the weekend. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-CHAMPION for our Pay Down Your Debt program.
Find out how you can have a 0 credit card balance on your very next bill.
0 balances, and we're saving $300 a month.
That's just an average. Many save more. It was the best thing we ever did. Don't waste another minute. Call 1-800-CHAMPION right now.
Then relax and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Isn't today a great day for a new beginning? When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
At Chase, your company is in good company, like Gibraltar Steel, a member of Tom Seaver's Business Hall of Fame. Chase, the right relationship is everything.
Hi, I'm Jason Williams of the New Jersey Nets, and you're watching Fox Sports New York.
It's a 12-2 Panther lead. They're doing it at both ends right now, Leo. Offense and some defense.
Well, watch Ricky Green right there. Hands up in the trap. So many times teams will trap, but they don't get their hands up. Just by getting the hands up and keeping them active, you can get a lot of deflections. That's why they force 18 turnovers a game. And then at the other end, Jarrett Lockhart just stroking the ball beautifully. A lot of confidence early on.
Pitt is 5 out of 6, and Lockhart is 4 out of 4. A couple of threes, a layup, and a short jumper. So he's hit from all angles so far this afternoon. 12-2 is the start for Pittsburgh.
2-3 zone defense on the out of bounds for Boston College.
Montego Cummings with a little bit of a hamstring problem from the Duquesne game on Thursday night. Here's Hawkins with a jumper off the mark. Tips it out of bounds, and it belongs to the Eagles. So Boston College will try to start back.
And Montego Cummings playing some heavy-duty minutes. Over 40 minutes, believe it or not, thanks to a couple of overtime games and Big East play. So it's amazing he doesn't have more problems physically as much as he's been playing.
Granger steps to the foul line. That one is blocked. Blocked by Cosby, but getting it back and then laying it home was Mickey Curley.
Now that's a nice move from Mickey Curley. We saw the last time he got the ball, John. Put it up a little soft, didn't go to the basket aggressively. That time making sure he gets the bucket and looked like he may have gotten slapped on the play.
This is Cosby against Maglos. Goes to the baseline, rolls the jumper a little strong. Curley kicks it out on the wing to Pina. They've got numbers 3 on 2. The dish to Costas is out of bounds. So Maglos could not hang on. Tipped away by Pitt. And the Eagles will have it under their own basket. We are just about 5 minutes in.
Nice job by Pina. They really love this kid. Came in as a walk-on. Here you see handling the ball, getting up. Imagine a guy comes in, tries out for the team as a walk-on, and now is a scholarship player, given a scholarship the second semester. and really has been a tremendous find. Doesn't try to do things he can't do. That's what they love about him. He'll come in, he'll hit free throws cold coming into a game, find the open man, just do the little things without causing a lot of problems in terms of turning the ball over.
And getting the start, here's Woodward for three. It's off the front of the iron. Kept alive in the corner by Granger. Back to Maglos, and there's a strip underneath by Lockhart. 5th turnover by Boston College.
Good job by Lockhart getting his hand in there. Maglos putting the ball on the floor inside the lane. Have to be careful.
Good anticipation by Curley that time. It was off his hand and out of bounds.
You can see Boston College defensively. Their big fellas are playing very physical with the front line of Pittsburgh. They're banging and bumping and trying not to allow anything around the basket.
Montego Cummings is yet to score this afternoon. 3-second violation.
That's a tough play right there. Nothing really happening offensively for Pittsburgh, and then he get called for a 3-second violation. Ralph Willard telling his guys, hey, come on, heads up right now. Can't afford these kind of turnovers early in the game.
It was Greer called for the 3-second violation. Pina will put up a three. Lockhart, the weak side rebound, kicks it to Montego Cummings. 12-4, Pittsburgh leads.
And if you're Pittsburgh, that's what you'd like to do. Show Pina the shot. Make him become a scorer because he's not comfortable with that.
Good anticipation and steal by Granger, who slams it home.
Man, did he get up on that. Antonio Granger, in the last 8 games, averaging 20 points and over 7 boards, really playing well.
He has stepped it up,
as seniors are supposed to do.
A couple of road wins for the Eagles. They run at Rutgers. They also won at Seton Hall.
Actually in the conference play, John, 3-2 on the road, so impressive for Boston College.
Scramble for the loose ball. Touched last by Boston College, and you see Curley struggling just a little bit to get up. It's been a tough year for him physically, and he's not feeling well because of some flu symptoms.
That's right, didn't practice the last couple of days because of the flu. Excellent job right there. Maglos is going to pick up the foul. Unfortunately, he reached forward on that play, John, but you could see that he forced Hawkins going into the middle that time to his left hand. Hawkins very uncomfortable with that shot. Unfortunately, Maglos leaned forward and committed the foul. Had he gone straight up, that would have been a great defensive play.
Hawkins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the sophomore. 6'8", 210. Become a little more aggressive in recent games, looking for his offense more. Didn't play much. It was not a factor for Pittsburgh last year. Played very little. And
does, as we mentioned at the top of the show, does a great job going to the offensive glass. Really tries to pound and crash every opportunity.
The Panthers in the lane, wave off the successful free throw attempt. It's 13-6. Ralph Willard not happy with that move, trying to get his team fired up.
Well, it's got to be a little frustrating. You can see Greer in way too soon. Frustrating when you have a lead and you can build on it, but you're turning the ball away or giving up free throw attempts like that.
There's a size matchup that pays off for Ricky Greer right there. We'll see a lot more of him at halftime, and a special feature on Ricky and his brother Jeff. But it's 6'4". He's got the edge when he goes up against Pina. It's tough to throw it over him. Almost thrown away again.
Pina has to be careful not to panic in these situations.
Curley from the foul line. Rebound by Greer. Kevin Leslie, number 40, has checked in for the Panthers. He's been bothered by injury problems. And there it is, 5 for 5. Third three-pointer. That's 13 now for Jared Lockhart.
Well, you could see that time as soon as he caught the ball, he knew he was going to put that up.
And Curley this time gets the roll. He's been getting those good looks down there from about 10 feet away. Just not getting many of them to fall so far.
He's doing a nice job of stepping in, John. He sees that opening. When there's a little penetration, he steps into that open spot to make himself available for the guards.
Why not keep shooting? Lockhart buries another one. That's 4 already. And he has 16 points in the first 7.5 minutes.
He just shook his head coming down court, saying, hey, I'm feeling it right now. Keep giving me the rock.
I told you that first one was important, didn't I?
Absolutely.
You're a shooter. You know that's true. Leslie loses it.
That first shot can make all the difference in the world. But again, you have to respect the guy that comes out here 2 hours before the game to make sure he's in his rhythm. We saw a player do that yesterday, John. Seton Hall player Lavelle Sanders came out a couple hours before the game, worked on his form, and he had 23 points in the game.
He hit 5 3-pointers, 5 of the 14, and Cummings got it back. still couldn't score. Batted away into the corner. Granger tracks it down, throws it right to Hawkins to Cummings.
Dangerous play there. If you're going to be saving that ball going out of bounds, make sure you don't throw it towards your basket. Throw it up court or let it go out of bounds if you can't get it. You don't want to give up an easy bucket for the opposition.
The 22nd timeout gets the fans and Fitzgerald on their feet. And usually they're going to be in a frenzy. They are very disappointed the way this team has played, losing 6 straight, but Lockhart has been locked in this afternoon.
Get a look right here. Check out Antonio Granger hustling, going after the ball, but look where he saves it, right towards his basket in the foul line area. You want to make sure if you're throwing it up court, or the smart thing to do is just to let it go out of bounds at that point if you can't save it. A lot of players feel I have to keep it in bounds no matter what, not if it leads to a basket for the other team.
A very fast start for Pittsburgh. They're up by 13 points. Just over 8 minutes into this opening half.
Sticking with the 1-3-1 zone defense.
And we highlighted Lockhart when we talked about the starters. When he can pick up the offense, he's very capable, as we've already seen him scoring a ton of points in a hurry.
The nice thing about Lockhart, he kind of knows his game. He knows what he can do and what he can't do, and just plays a solid game, and also has the ability to put the ball on the floor to create some of his own scoring opportunities.
The foul is on Ricky Greer. Picks up his first. It's the 3rd team foul called against the Panthers. But Pittsburgh off to a great start, leading 21-8 with 11:24 to play. Granger with authority. We'll be right back.
How long does it take to turn the new Dodge Durango from the sport utility with the most passenger room in its class into the one with the most cargo room? Not long enough. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
Kay Jewelers presents a Valentine's Day shopping tip from Cindy Crawford.
I'd like to fill you in on a little Valentine's Day secret. At heart, every woman is a hopeless romantic. So don't be afraid to show her that you can be romantic too. With a beautiful gift of diamonds from Kay Jewelers.
Our stunning diamond selection starts at $99.95, and we offer free financing for 1 year on purchases of $500 or more.
Let Kay Jewelers make your Valentine a little more beautiful too.
Building a deck, huh? Yep. Guess you're not worried about termites or decay. What? Wood's not pressure treated. It sure is. But it's not greenish like mine.
Kodiak wood gives you a natural look and a lifetime warranty against decay and termites.
Can't use this for 6 months.
Use it right away.
Well, kids shouldn't be.
Kodiak is safe for families and the environment.
Pressure treated,
but no green.
I can't stand to know it all.
Kodiak makes other pressure treated wood green with envy.
The Pitt Panthers on the run following a turnover here, and they're going to wind up, and I don't blame them. I'd put the ball in Lockhart's hands every time, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, and Greer doing just that. Look at Lockhart, catches it. He knows he can fire it up and shooting it as soon as it got into his hands, and good recognition by Greer. Feed the fire. Here, Lockhart, again, no hesitation whatsoever, and Boston College has to get up on him right now and take that shot away, make him put the ball on the floor, or have somebody else step up and shoot it.
On Thursday, he had 5 3-pointers and 19 points in the game. He has 4 threes already and 16 points, and we're not even halfway through the first half. Fans wanted to call on Rodriguez, didn't get it, but the Panthers get the turnover anyway. Down the lane comes Cummings off the glass, no good, and he's fouled.
That's what makes Vonteego Cummings so dangerous. He can do so much off the dribble, breaking the defense down. He is a three-point threat, which means you have to get up, you have to stay near him, and yet he can go right by you with his quickness and ball handling skills. And he has the size to finish when he's around the basket.
Javier Rodriguez has checked into the BC lineup.
From Vitoria, Spain. Good basketball town and Spanish Pro League.
Cummings hits the first. Checking into the lineup now for the Eagles is Jonathan Bierbaum, a freshman from Nebraska. Provided some good minutes for the Eagles.
He has. He gives up a little bit of size, but what he does is gives you a lot of hustle and really a scrappy basketball player around the basket.
Rodriguez tracks the miss down on the free throw by Vonteego Cummings. 22-8. 14-point Panther lead. something they have rarely enjoyed, especially in the last 6 games. Granger from deep buries it.
Very deep. Antonio Granger stepping up at the top of the key. And that's one of the areas where you really have to step back deep against a 1-3-1. You're better off getting some closer looks on the elbow area and out towards the 3 on that side.
With it now, Stephen Flores, another long-range shooter. Flores, a freshman whose minutes have really gone up. He can shoot the 3. This one's too strong. Woodward has the rebound. Rodriguez looks inside to Maglos. They go back instead to Woodward. Nearing the midway point in the opening half. Maglos tangled up that time with Isaac Hawkins.
That's a couple of times now Maglos has gotten the ball down in the post, John, and initiated the contact to get to the free throw line. He turned right into Hawkins. Hawkins didn't have to do much to pick up the foul.
Now this is where you want Maglos, is on the line. Not a very good free throw shooter.
Well, surprisingly, because he shoots 61% from the field, but really struggles at the line. You can see right there, stepping off the line as he releases the ball. Very important to stay on the line until that ball goes through the net. Don't get off the line. Watch the ball go into the basket and follow it by putting your hand into the basket.
Easy for you to say.
Fundamentals, John, fundamentals. You can see again pulling his hand away and stepping off the line.
Another lane violation charged against the Pittsburgh Panthers.
John, one of the things good shooters do when they are on the free throw line like that is to have a routine. If you say it to yourself, watch what he does right here. He steps off and pulls his hand, never followed through, never extended the elbow. That time a little bit better extension, and he makes the shot. But if you get a routine and say to yourself, stay in the line, put your hand in the basket, find a routine that works for you, it'll keep you focused and keep you on the line.
The last 4 points belong to the Eagles, who sliced into that Pittsburgh lead. Got it down to 10 now.
Eagles back to a man-to-man. They've been alternating between their zone and man-to-man defenses.
Right now, Rodriguez is matched up against Lockhart, who's off to the hot start. They find him. He squares, shoots, scores, and he'll go to the line. The basket is good. That's 19 first-half points by Lockhart.
A tough place to foul for Rodriguez. You don't want to commit that foul, but in actuality, he thought he had to steal. Flores is coming across right here. Look at this. At the last second, he changes his pass. Rodriguez thought he had to steal, and out of desperation to recover, fouls on the wrist. And that's one thing you do not want to do. Get a hand up, but don't foul a three-point shooter.
What a first half Lockhart is having, and he misses the closest shot other than the lay-in that he's had today. Lockhart will pick up his second foul.
Now Lockhart wants to make sure he doesn't commit too many more fouls. The 2 fouls he has, John, are kind of away from the play and really nothing fouls. You don't want to do that because during the course of the game you do pick up a couple of good ones, and you never know when you get a bad call.
Well, he gets a nice hand and some high fives as he goes to the bench because he has been blazing in the first half. 19 points, 5 three-pointers. That's exactly what he had against Duquesne on Thursday, but he's done this in the first 11 minutes of the game. Woodward, no place to go, and he throws it away.
Woodward looking for the foul, but once you leave your feet, you're in trouble. Nice block there.
Good recovery by Granger. Beerbaum has the rebound. All alone is Woodward if they can find him. He feeds Maglos, and he misses the shot. Hawkins the rebound.
Woodward was waiting. Nobody saw him. He's all alone down court. And there's a carrying call
against Van. Now, you don't see that very often.
No, you don't. That's almost the forgotten call these days. Palming the ball, carrying it.
Smile on Bontigo Cummings' face. A couple of new players in the lineup for the Eagles as Curley and Pina return.
He's sitting there saying, hey, Allen Iverson, former Big East player, he does this all the time. Come on.
You're right. On the regular dribble, what we used to call palming the ball is never called.
Forget about it.
Granger for 3, and he's got it.
Granger's getting his stroke going now. Much like Jared Lockhart, you do not want to get Antonio Granger going because he can really fire it up. Now, one of the things you're seeing Boston College go to right now is a little three-quarter court pressure. This is a team that has stayed away from the three-quarter court pressure for most of the season, but they feel because Pittsburgh does not have a lot of depth that they might be able to tire Pittsburgh out.
Greer on the perimeter. Leslie is on right now. Hawkins, Bontigo for 3. Cummings buries that one. That's his first. He has 6.
Beerbaum got stuck down into the middle below the foul line. You got to get up and recognize your shooters. Lockhart's not in the game. Then all of a sudden, Montego Cummings becomes your primary focus defensively.
A miss that time by Granger. Greer will bring it up. Now Montego Cummings as we wind the clock down to 8 minutes remaining in the first half. 28-15. And all Pittsburgh thanks to Lockhart's hot first half start. Greer thought about cranking the three, and instead starts to drive. Feeds it underneath the floor. He hits the deck.
Rodriguez can't believe he's getting the call. Flores looked like he was just off balance. But he's going to get to the free throw line with a couple of shots here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve Flores knows what to do when he gets to the foul line. He's only missed one this season.
Well, he's a real good shooter. I was watching him shoot around before the game as well. Nice stroke out here working with the coaching staff.
They expect that some of these young people, Flores being one, Cosby being another, will fill out, add some weight as they head to their second college season.
Well, when you look at these guys, again, watching them in pregame, there's a lot of potential, a lot of good skills. They work real hard. They come out here early to play, and those are the kind of guys that you want in your program, and they do look like they have the type of bodies that will fill out and be strong physical players down the road.
Biggest lead of the first half. It's Pittsburgh by 15.
The problem with most home equity lenders is no equity means no loan. That's because they only let you borrow up to 80% of the value of your home. But at First Plus, you can borrow up to 125% of the value of your home. So even with no equity, you can still consolidate bills, make home improvements, or even get some extra cash. Just call 1-800-510-PLUS. You'll get an answer before you hang up. First Plus, no equity is no problem. So call 1-800-510-PLUS.
In 1993, we changed everything. Dodge became the new Dodge, and the new Dodge became Intrepid. Now we're changing the way cars are created. Today's new Intrepid is the world's first car designed, assembled, and proven on computers, enabling a degree of precision never before possible. Welcome to the world of the new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you.
No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take them.
Good stuff with combos.
30-15 Pittsburgh. This is known as the Steel City, but this Panther team features some Iron Men. There they are.
Heavy-duty minutes as a starting group. The starters on the floor in the last 3 games for Pittsburgh, 86% of the time. That's heavy-duty time. And the most impressive one is Montego Cummings, as we mentioned earlier, over 40 minutes a game if you count in the overtimes in Big East play.
Leslie is in there right now for the Panthers. He's had his share of injury problems with knees. Woodward for 3. Out of bounds, touched last by Pittsburgh, so BC will have it. A fresh clock, 7.5 remaining in the first half of play.
That's a tough shot right there. You saw Dwayne Woodward take a shot off the dribble up top. Everybody's struggling, everybody's moving around. If you miss that shot, you don't have rebounders in the position. Fortunately, BC was able to get it back.
And on the scramble underneath, the foul is going to go on number 40, Kevin Leslie, a freshman from Washington, D.C. Kevin at 6'8", 250. He's a banger, a wide body. They've also got Michael Shin at 6'8", 230, a freshman from Richmond, but he's been hurt with some calf problems. Another freshman, John Tinneman, has not played at all this year.
Injuries have been a problem the entire time Ralph Willard has been at Pittsburgh.
That one rims out. Beerbaum battling Leslie, and I think Beerbaum's going to get the foul call.
Beerbaum over the back of Flores.
Flores, not Leslie.
See, that's what Beerbaum does, though. He'll come in the game. He will commit some fouls like that because he goes aggressively to the basket at every opportunity and every missed shot. He's a hustler, a scrapper on the court.
A good start shooting the basketball, just as we saw from Seton Hall yesterday as they lit it up from the field. against the Orangemen. Hawkins fights his way inside and puts it through.
Again, Hawkins with the right hand. You have to force him left, force him to go the other way to make him change his shot. He's not comfortable going into the middle.
In and out of the hands of Curley. Ahead of the crowd is Montego coming.
Our defense has been really doing a nice job for Pittsburgh. They're moving well. Everybody's talking. Everybody's communicating. Hands are up, and they're active.
Woodward into the lane, and he's ripped by Leslie as he got to the lane. The second foul in a row on Kevin Leslie. It's the 7th team foul, but it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Woodward.
See, not a lot of room to get the ball into Mickey Curley that time. You have to space out a little bit. Pittsburgh crowding inside, not allowing that pass to come in, and they're getting good fast break opportunities as a result. Good spacing will eliminate that problem.
Lockhart set to check back in for the Panthers as Woodward goes to the line, a 74% free throw shooter. Flores sits. Maglos has returned along with Rodriguez for the Eagles, who've trailed by as many as 19 points here in the first half. 6:46 to play.
Boston College really has not been able to establish any sort of an inside game, which is what they had hoped to do coming into this game. But Pittsburgh doing a nice job of, as I just said, being aggressive and moving. And again, those are some of the turnovers. If you think about it in this game, John, Pittsburgh has turned the ball over, dead call for 3 seconds, and unforced errors that they could be even up quite substantially more had they not done that. But they've been making up for it.
Lockhart with a steal. Misses the shot, but Greer is right there.
You love that play by Ricky Greer. Don't give up on the play. Even what looks like a sure layup, trail, you never know when you're going to get a miss. You can follow it up for a nice dunk like that.
This is going to be a full timeout. That's the way it's gone for the Eagles. They will take the timeout with 6:16 remaining first half, trailing by 19 points on the road.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Have you done anything all day?
Got my report card, straight A's, finished my extra credit assignment, found a home for a stray cat, got you a better rate on your mortgage, did your taxes, donated blood, gave Mumpy a haircut. Oh, and I ordered dinner for the whole family on me, which should be here right about now.
Think that's refreshing? Try this. The crisp new taste of 7-Up. It's everything you like about 7-Up, just more of it. 7-Up with a crisp new taste. Now that's refreshing.
Dad?
Help. Desperate. Architecture. Student needs to know how many rooms in the Vatican.
There's a powerful computer that can take you places you never expected with TV, FM stereo, and speakerphone.
How many rooms in the Vatican Palace?
1,400, Bob.
All at the touch of a button. The Toshiba Infinia with the Intel Pentium processor. When you're ready for a different computer.
Thank you.
Well, the growl towel is working so far for the Pittsburgh Panthers, who lead at 36-17. Glad to have you with us on a Sunday afternoon Big East game of the week, and the turnovers are really killing the Eagles.
Exactly. Now that's just another pass that you don't want to try to throw. You can anticipate that pass very easily. And again, I mentioned Ricky Greer doing a great job of following the lead man, what looks like a sure layup. And there's a story right there. Boston College with 11 turnovers, and those 8 turnovers for Pittsburgh, as we talked about, by their own doing.
Maglos a miss, Leslie the rebound. Final 6 minutes, opening half from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, the soon-to-be replaced Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. And they build the Convocation Center, which, much like the beautiful facility at Chestnut Hill, will attach to the football stadium.
That would be a real nice recruiting bonus for Pittsburgh to have a brand new shiny facility.
Granger back the other way. Lost it along the baseline. Greer around Rodriguez, reverses the basketball deep for three. It's Cummings, and he drills it.
Nice job by Vonteego Cummings. He broke out. He was wide open, didn't get the ball, faded away to the corner to allow Greer a little room in case he had to drive to the middle. Greer didn't have it, kicked it back out to Cummings. Nice job on the break.
Another three-pointer. That is the second of the afternoon for Cummings. The dump down is out of bounds.
Boston College rushing everything offensively. They're leaving their feet to make passes, and anytime you do that, you're going to get yourself in an awful lot of trouble, especially against a team like Pittsburgh that is very quick and anticipating your passes.
And the Panthers shooting the basketball very well in the first 15 minutes today. 7 first-half three-pointers. The Eagles have 2, both by Antonio Granger. There you see the numbers.
7.
Lockhart unloads, and it rattles out. That's his first long-range miss. Vonteego Cummings will pick up his first foul. It'll be a 1-and-1 coming up for the Eagles, who can maybe work away at this deficit.
Well, John, it's hard to tell if it's frustration or fatigue. Kostas Maglos looks like he's very tired out there. He had his hands on his knees in the last possession. And, of course, Mickey Curley's been struggling with the flu. He looks like he's tired out there.
Javier Rodriguez going to school in Trumbull, Connecticut, but as Leo mentioned, from Victoria, Spain.
See Kenny Harley coming into the game. He was a starter. And the change was made, putting Pina in the game today to change things up a little bit.
1 out of 2 at the line. Greer being hounded by Rodriguez, gets past him and takes it all the way down.
Nice job by Greer. A little patience, a little hesitation, then the explosion to the bucket. Rodriguez over pressuring, John.
41-18. Woodward, short rebound follow will not go, and the Panthers will track it down. Leslie hands it to Cummings.
Boston College can't just come down and take quick shots like that by Woodward.
Greer loses it along the baseline. It kicked out of bounds, though. Woodward could not hang on, so the Panthers will get it back with 4:06 to play in the first half. It's a 20-second timeout. Watch Greer. Boy, the seas parted for him, and he took advantage of it, didn't he?
Well, Rodriguez is really trying to pressure him, and at one point he should back off. Once he crosses half court, you want to back off a little bit, but you see right here, he gets beaten. Nobody realizes it. Everybody watching their man. Did you see Kostas Maglos right there just stood and watched, saying, hey, your man's beating you here. Well, step up there, big fella. Take the charge.
Get inside the huddle of your favorite Big East team. Go online at www.bigeast.org for all of the basketball and conference news from around the Big East. I'm John Sanders along with Leo Robbins. Great to have you with us. Very impressive start for a team that's lost 6 straight games.
You wouldn't know it by watching this game. They have come out with a lot of confidence, and give Jared Lockhart some credit. He got him off to a real good start, knocking in some quick threes. But defense for the Pittsburgh has been the story, John. They've really come out hard, aggressively looking to be the aggressors in this game and take it to Boston College.
Well, you and I both watched the game yesterday, Syracuse-Seton Hall, with our jaws kind of dropping at the shooting we saw there. And we're getting there's a beautiful effort inside by Hawkins, not quite able to finish with the tip in. Back comes Harley. It'll be a 2-shot foul.
Vonteego Cummings looking for the steal. He did a nice job of cutting Harley off, but you want to avoid getting, you don't need to get a steal every single possession. Play good defense and just cut your man off, and your teammates will help you out with the steals by getting in the passing lanes if your man is stopped.
Harley has been an excellent free throw shooter in his freshman year. 6'4", 190-pounder out of the Bronx. And of course, he misses. 24 out of 30.
Why'd you do that to the young man?
It doesn't matter, does it?
John, it's not fair. You can't keep doing that. The broadcaster's jinx.
Missed them both. Panthers have the basketball and a huge first half lead, only 18 points by the Eagles. They want the numbers low. They've been very successful when they keep their opponents under 70 points. So that's not happening today, obviously. Leslie from outside. He joins the party.
Nice job by Leslie. Good shot, no hesitation. You know, something has to give in this game because both teams do better when they hold their opponents under 70 points. And it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds in the second half.
Working hard inside to put it back is Kenny Harley. It's his first field goal of the afternoon. Cuts that lead back to 23 again.
Not a lot of energy defensively for Boston College right now. They have to try to get something going to try to get back in this game. It's going to have to be done at the defensive end.
Well, they've got numbers right now, 3-on-2. Woodward all the way in, misses the shot, will go to the line. Be sure to join us next Saturday as the Pittsburgh Panthers take to the road and battle the 7th-ranked Connecticut Huskies. You don't want to miss the exciting matchup right here on our Big East Network. Well, that's trouble for Lockhart because that's his 3rd foul.
That's when those first 2 fouls we talked about earlier on.
Oh, they have been only with 2. I misplaced one there. He's got 2 fouls, not 3. Woodward 3 for 3 at the line. 5 points. Scores, checks back in. Leslie will sit down.
Leslie looks like he might be suffering from a stomach cramp right now, holding on to his side.
Now, what else? They've had a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Ralph Willard has really had his hands full.
And Tony Salisi, the trainer, has been the busiest guy on the team this year, I think, with all the injuries they've had. Lockhart passes on the 3, tried to go back to Hawkins, and it's touched last by Boston College.
Call me crazy. Why would you pass on a 3 when you haven't missed that many all night to go into the lane and throw the ball?
And let's update number 2, North Carolina. The early lead, playing at Georgia Tech this afternoon. Villanova hosting Kentucky, a big matchup there. And Kansas leads Missouri 10-7. Look out for the Tigers. And of course, later on, Providence playing at Rutgers in our Big East action. Here's Lockhart. That's a 3. That's short. He's missed 2 in a row. Almost tipped back in, and finally is put back.
Hawkins with a nice job of getting to the bucket with the left-handed tip there. You can see how quick he is off his feet. Doesn't need a lot of time to get up over the rim. You mentioned Lockhart missed his last couple of 3s. John, you're in the groove. You got to keep taking those shots. You don't want to pass up on them. You got to keep that fire going. And Hartley having a little spark to the offense.
It's his 2nd field goal. Pittsburgh Panthers have been in front throughout. In the final minute and a half.
Even the crowd yelling out, sorry, John, to Lockhart, hey, take that shot.
She keeps shooting.
Don't stop.
He missed that layup. Maybe that turned things around for him. Gets it inside off the glass and good. Nicely done. That's 21 points.
Very soft touch right there. Leaning forward, getting that ball up high on the glass.
What a huge first half. Foul is going to be on Flores. That'll be his first.
You can see Boston College starting to get a lot of trips to the free throw line. That's been a problem for Pittsburgh. And here's that move again. Lockhart soft, high on the glass, getting the friendly bounce. Talking about free throws, John. Pittsburgh, their opponents have made more free throws in Big East competition than Pittsburgh Panthers have attempted in games. And you're not going to win a lot of games, and that's one of the reasons they do struggle. And even though they have a big lead here, Boston College has been getting to the free throw line.
Woodward has not missed from the free throw line. That's 6 straight. He squeezes it home. 8 points for him, most of them, as we say, at the line. 21-point Pittsburgh lead. The biggest lead has been 25 in the first half. Hawkins. The Panthers have had the options offensively so far. Hawkins has helped them inside, and of course Lockhart has been torrid outside. Cummings with penetration. Flores short jumper. Good.
They're getting a lot off their dribble penetration. Cummings doing a real nice job, but not forcing the offense. Hasn't had a lot of shots, but seems very comfortable making sure his teammates get good looks, and that's what's important.
The Eagles 1-7 when the opponent scores 70 points or more. And Pittsburgh very close to a 100-point pace the way they played with 20 seconds left in the half. 49-26.
Ralph Willard holding up the finger for one shot. Finish off the half. Getting the last attempt.
They better get going because the clock is now inside 10. Greer has it batted away. Woodward is going to have to shoot. Would have been good, I think, if it had gone. It did not go. So the first half dominated by the Panthers of Pittsburgh, 49-26, trying to end a 6-game losing streak, and we invite you to stick around for halftime. Our National Car Rental Halftime Report will feature the Big East Wire. We'll look at the Greer brothers and, of course, the highlights and stats. You'll no doubt see some three-point shooting by Mr. Lockhart. He was terrific. Panthers have the huge lead. We'll start halftime after this.
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go: National Car Rental. Especially if you're going on a Walt Disney World vacation. Because as the official car rental company of Walt Disney World, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Walt Disney World with National Car Rental. Let's go!
Building a deck, huh? Yep. Guess you're not worried about termites or decay. What? Wood's not pressure treated.
It sure is.
But it's not greenish like mine.
Kodiak wood gives you a natural look and a lifetime warranty against decay and termites.
Can't use this for 6 months.
Use it right away.
Well, kids shouldn't be.
Kodiak is safe for families and the environment.
Pressure treated,
but no green.
I can't stand to know it all.
Kodiak makes other pressure treated wood green with envy.
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Everywhere. Packages to every address in America. P.O. boxes too. We deliver packages to more places than FedEx or UPS. The U.S. Postal Service can take your business around the world. We deliver packages to everyone, everywhere, every day.
I was born a Nets fan, but no one ever understood. My mom.
I know what you're doing with that magazine.
My boss.
Now at the buzzer, it's good.
It's bad.
You're fired.
My fiance.
That's your tux?
Well, it's my away tux, but then one day.
That's it! Jason Williams and the Nets round up the Mavericks. Tuesday at 7:30 on Fox Sports New York.
It's time now for the National Car Rental Halftime Report, brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. We have played the first 20 minutes this afternoon, our matchup between the Eagles of Boston College and the Panthers of the University of Pittsburgh. Our first order of business is the Big East Wire. And on the Big East Wire, first thing to take a look at a full schedule of games in conference play yesterday. Big win for the conference, Connecticut over Stanford, Georgetown snapping a slide by beating Notre Dame. And how about the Hall wrapping Syracuse?
Wow, Johnny came in, shot 60%, made 14 threes, and out-rebounded the Cuse.
And St. John's kept up its battle against West Virginia by winning that game last night. And let's set up the standings for you. You can see right now that St. John's and West Virginia both with 4 losses chasing Connecticut.
As St. John's playing extremely well right now. Fran Fraschilla has this team playing with a lot of confidence and some great contributions from some big freshmen.
Big East 7 standings. It's Miami and Syracuse each now with 4 losses after the Hall knocked off the Cuse yesterday. The rest of the pack is chasing those two at the top, and of course everybody is looking for and hoping for postseason play.
That's right, John. When you take a look at the standings in the conference and the records of the teams, you have to think that the Big East may be able to get 5 teams in the tournament this season.
We are watching Vonteego Cummings play this afternoon, and that's what he does. He plays and plays and plays.
If you take into account his overtime games in conference play, 40.7 minutes per game. He is as exciting a player as there is in the Big East Conference.
Vonteego Cummings of the Pittsburgh Panthers. When we continue with halftime from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, we'll have a special feature. It's a family affair. A look at two brothers who have been matched up a couple of times this year in Big East Conference play. That's next, right after this. Stay with us.
At Boston College, ever to excel is more than a motto. Whether its athletes are beating the best on the field or leading the rest in graduation rates. Whether its faculty are being called among the nation's most dedicated teachers or its students are tutoring inner-city youngsters, Boston College remains committed to excellence, to leadership, and to service in the Jesuit tradition. Among the most sought-after universities in the country, Boston College is setting the standard.
Presents a Valentine's Day shopping tip from Cindy Crawford.
I'd like to fill you in on a little Valentine's Day secret. At heart, every woman is a hopeless romantic. So don't be afraid to show her that you can be romantic too. With a beautiful gift of diamonds from Kay Jewelers.
Our stunning diamond selection starts at $99.95, and we offer free financing for 1 year on purchases of $500 or more.
Let Kay Jewelers make your Valentine a little more beautiful too.
You're so lucky. Not one gray hair.
When a woman can run her fingers through your hair and can't tell you blend away your gray, that's a natural-looking result. And that's just what you get with the hair color called Just for Men. Simply shampoo in, then rinse. In only 5 minutes, this unique formula blends away gray, actually matches your gray to your real color. So nobody knows, even close up.
I just love your hair.
Just for Men. It looks so natural, even she can't tell.
Today's Big East game is being brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Pittsburgh and Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, where the Panthers and the Eagles are at halftime. Our feature today is a family affair. The Greers, Jeff and Ricky.
I think with the passing of my mother and we having to be, we had to grow up with our parents and stuff like that. I think that made our relationship stronger and stuff.
We're more friends than brothers. We love each other very much, and we always with each other. We just try to give each other good advice when we play basketball.
While age sets the Greer brothers apart 2 years, college now keeps them farther apart than ever. However, their bond is evident by more than just sharing the same number, 25. There's a genuine desire for the other to succeed. Ricardo, or Ricky, is the elder of the two, a freshman guard for Pittsburgh. Jeff, a freshman guard at Rutgers, is listed as an inch taller than his older brother Ricky, and the competition merely begins there, a positive yet never-ending competitiveness between brothers and best friends.
I think it gets a motivation factor. I think if he's named Rookie of the Week, I think it just motivates me to be named Rookie of the Week the next week. And if he sees my name, then he gets motivated and do it the next week and stuff like that.
We've been talking about that a lot because he's never dunked on me and I never dunked on him.
It'll be great. even though he's my brother, I think we both feel competitive and we both want to do good against each other and in front of our fans and friends.
Matter of fact, he probably did dunk on me once, but it wasn't on me, but everybody around the way says it was on me.
I think I'll trash talk a little bit.
Before all years is out, I know I'm going to catch him one time if he doesn't have his head over. I'm going to catch him.
Both Greers are off to fast starts in their collegiate careers. Ricky has started every game for the Panthers, averaging 11.6 points per game, while pulling down 6.5 boards per contest. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line. Great numbers, especially for a freshman. He's extremely confident, and his poise has been a critical factor.
He's a real cocky player, so I think he came in and he thought he was going to do good, and he is doing good.
Jeff has been a bright spot on a Rutgers team with a bright future. Jeff has started 16 of 18 games, averaging just under 11 points a game. Like his brother, Jeff also rebounds well for a guard, pulling down over 5 a game. He's been impressive from behind the arc, shooting 35% on three-pointers. This is more than just a basketball duo. Ricky and Jeff are friends and brothers. They have a bond as thick as blood. While extremely competitive, they know that together the future holds bright. In our future, when we come back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, we'll have the highlights and stats from the opening half between Pittsburgh and Boston College.
Let's go!
As a business traveler, you can choose from thousands of places to stay. But when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental. Because when you join National's Emerald Club, you can bypass the counter, choose your own car, and get on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go, National Car Rental.
Let's go!
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets. Thank you.
Today is a great day for me personally. After holding out for 3 weeks, management has agreed to my demand. I'm also happy to report I've decided to take my entire salary and donate it to charity. Besides, when you're as rich as me, who needs another 18.4 mil?
Think that's refreshing? Try this. The crisp new taste of 7-Up. It's everything you like about 7-Up, just more of it. 7-Up with a crisp new taste. Now that's refreshing.
I'm donating my agent's cut too. Yeah.
Come on, baby! Come on! Oh, baby, no!
Yo, man, you all right?
With every crunchy bite stuffed with cheese, nothing fills you up like combos.
I'm not trying to guard you.
No, that's your...
Hey, I'll take him.
Good stuff with combos.
Welcome back to the National Car Rental Halftime Report, brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Plenty of get up and go in the Pittsburgh Panther offense this afternoon. They lead it by 23 points at halftime. We welcome you back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse today. Along with Leo Routens, I'm John Sanders. And in just about every category, we're going to check out the numbers in just a minute or so, but the Panthers dominated the first half.
Did a great job. They really got a lot of it defensively, forced 13 turnovers, but they shot the ball so well. You have to wonder, we said this before, John, if they can sustain it. They're shooting the ball so well, 59% from the field, 58% from 3.
Now let's look for some bright spots for the Eagles of Boston College. There weren't too many. This is a nice steal, and Granger takes it all the way for the finish.
Antonio Granger had 8 points in the first half, one of the few guys that really got on track in any way. But how about Jarrett Lockhart, 21 points, 5 of 7 from three-point land. He was really in the groove early on in the first half, especially.
This looks like it's going to be a steal. It winds up a three-pointer and a 4-point opportunity for Lockhart.
That's right. Javier Rodriguez thought he had the steal and tries to make up and committed the foul. And Ricardo Greer did a great job as well here, taking Rodriguez, putting the ball on the floor and taking it all the way for the strong finish and no help on D for the Eagles.
It's 49-26. The Panthers lead the Eagles. We mentioned the hot shooting start for Pittsburgh. Maybe they were due after losing 6 in a row. They've been trailing so often and just having to battle from behind. But for a change, today they played from in front throughout.
That's right. They're just doing a great job moving the basketball. 15 assists in the first half for Pittsburgh. They only average 14 on the season, so they're doing a great job of moving the ball around, distributing it to the right people.
And let's check out our Adidas stats for the first 20 minutes of play. Most of the numbers heavily tilted in favor of the Panthers.
That's right. 59% from the field for Pittsburgh, 58% from the threes. And you can see even on rebounds, the Pittsburgh Panthers out rebounding the bigger and stronger Boston College Eagles.
And those 13 turnovers by Boston College leading directly to 11 Pittsburgh points. The Panthers have dominated the first 20 minutes, but we have more to go. Let's talk about the second half now. If you're Al Skinner, what do you tell your club? You've run into a buzzsaw. You've run into a hot shooting team. Maybe you tell yourself, hey, they can't keep it up, but we know from yesterday that you can.
Well, what you have to do is recognize the shooters. Lockhart got a lot of clean looks. Montego Cummings got some clean looks. Get up, make sure you take away the shooters, and you have to come out a little bit more aggressively. The defense seemed very passive throughout much of the first half for Boston College.
We'll find out with the second half straight ahead. 49-26. The Panthers lead the Eagles. Back with more after this.
Let's go!
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go: National Car Rental, especially if you're going to the happiest place on earth. Because as the official car rental company of Disneyland in Southern California, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Disneyland with National Car Rental.
Kay Jewelers presents a Valentine's Day shopping tip from Cindy Crawford.
I'd like to fill you in on a little Valentine's Day secret. At heart, every woman is a hopeless romantic. So don't be afraid to show her that you can be romantic too. With a beautiful gift of diamonds from Kay Jewelers.
Our stunning diamond selection starts at $99.95, and we offer free financing for 1 year on purchases of $500 or more.
Let Kay Jewelers make your Valentine a little more beautiful too.
Big East Basketball on Fox Sports New York is brought to you in part by Toshiba and Manchester Equipment Company, your source for computer solutions.
Help. Desperate. Architecture. Student. Needs to know how many rooms in the Vatican.
There's a powerful computer that can take you places you never expected, with TV, FM stereo, and speakerphone.
How many rooms in the Vatican Palace?
1,400, Bob.
All at the touch of a button. The Toshiba Infinia with the Intel Pentium processor, when you're ready for a different computer.
Thank you.
At Chase, your company is in good company, like Gibraltar Steel, a member of Tom Seaver's Business Hall of Fame. Chase, the right relationship is everything.
Hi, I'm Brian Brown of the New York Islanders, and you're watching Fox Sports New York.
Ready to start the second half of play from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on our Big East game of the week this Sunday afternoon. The Eagles will have it. The first few minutes are going to be very important to Boston College.
Exactly. The first 5 minutes of the second half actually very important for both teams. Boston College wants to get into this game right away, and Pittsburgh has to try to maintain everything they've done up to this point.
Right now on the perimeter, it's Granger with it. Back to Woodard.
Woodward. Sorry, John. Pittsburgh starting out in the 1-3-1, just like they did throughout the first half.
Granger gets inside.
So you're not going to get that drive. Offensive foul by Antonio Granger. The defense is sitting and waiting for that. You have to move the ball by passing it. Against a 1-3-1, diagonal passes work very well. Get it on the wings, try to get it into the middle, throw the diagonal pass to the corners.
The Panthers are up by 23 points. Outstanding first half, both offensively and defensively for the Panthers. We'll see if they can continue it in the second half. The only guy that didn't really join the party was Attila Cosby. He gets a touch here. He didn't touch it much in the first half.
Only so many looks available. Here on cue, Cosby coming right in with that pretty baby hook. And again, he's one of these guys, watching him shoot before the game, has a lot of skills. Looks like he can really become a nice basketball player.
Maglos has it knocked away and tracked down by Vontigo Cummings.
Good collapsing defense there. Cosby a little over anxious. Good pass by Cummings, and Cosby was thinking of the move before he actually caught the basketball. You can see the frustration by Maglos at the other end, John. As soon as he put the ball on the floor, and it happened to him a couple times in the first half, defense is right there waiting to take it away. You can't put it on the floor carelessly. If you do it, it's one aggressive dribble and up.
You know, we talked a lot at the beginning about the experience inside favoring Boston College with players like Curley with a miss, and they just have not done the job that well.
Well, the times they are getting the ball, it's very congested. They're rushing their shots. The guards have to help the big guys out a little bit by swinging the ball, getting a little bit more movement, so when it does come to them, the defense is shifting and have a little easier adjustment. Also, you have to go strong. If you're bigger, you're stronger. Take it strong and look for the fouls. Don't settle for really pop-ups.
The most fun the Panthers have had in a couple of weeks.
A lot more fun than they had Thursday night against Duquesne.
Sure. Cummings in the lane. Line drives it too hard off the back of the rim. Pina back the other way, getting the start this afternoon. Goes back to Woodward, down the lane with a runner too strong. Tried to get his own rebound back. Instead, it's Hawkins. Cummings, they've got Greer. Look for the alley-oop, maybe? No. All the way in, and drawing the foul is Vontigo Cummings.
Nice job. A little hesitation by Vontigo Cummings coming down on the wing, and you could see Woodward at the other end. 1 of 9 now in the game, but check out Cummings. You saw Pina coming, waited for him to run by, a little hesitation, and get to the line.
Cummings 1 out of 2 at the free throw line in the first half. The free throw shooting really not a factor for either team. Woodward did most of his scoring in the first half thanks to the free throws. He made 6 in a row.
Also had 5 turnovers and no assists.
Ouch.
In Woodward's defense, much like Vontigo Cummings, neither players are true point guards, but are being forced to play that for their respective teams.
See the numbers for Mr. Do-Everything, Vontigo Cummings. 12 points now for the junior from Thompson, Georgia, and it's the biggest lead of the afternoon.
John, the fact that Dwayne Woodward is not a true point guard, there's a nice pass. Pina getting the ball to Maglos, who cut to the basket. You could see not even getting an opportunity to dunk the ball, fouled right away. But when Pina's in the game, that allows Dwayne Woodward to go to that off-guard position where he's a lot more comfortable in playing. But today, nothing happening at either position for Woodward.
And, of course, the same is true of Vontigo Cummings. He does play the point, but he's really more of a two-guard when you think about it, and the offensive skills he has.
Yeah, much more comfortable at the two-guard position. He's a good shooter. He's got good size. But he does have that ball handling ability that he can come out, step out, and play that point guard. But as a full-time role, it's not his natural and most comfortable position.
And you know he'd like to have Kelly Taylor, his running mate, there to help him out, although Kelly not really a point guard either, but he's got the foot problems, and he is not dressed for the game. Shin is out with an injury. The Panthers are banged up, but playing well today.
Well, at least if they had Kelly Taylor, between the two of them, you can alternate bringing up the ball and taking some pressure off in that position.
Greer muscles his way inside. Down the lane comes beautiful up and under scoop shot by Attila Cosby, who all of a sudden has come to life at the offensive end.
Well, he's got a very nice first step from that high post position, because you have to respect him. I watched him shoot. He can take that shot, so you come up on him, he'll go by you.
Woodward short with a 3. It's over the backboard, out of bounds. Belongs to the Pittsburgh Panthers, who continue to dominate 54-27. There's Kelly.
Frustrating year. Had surgery early on in the year, and
that's the foot. Has the screw in it. He came back and started playing, and he told me recently that he has more problems when he sits on the bench. He said, I'm better off when I'm out playing. Greer from the corner. That's a 2.
Greer had a nice first half. 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Did a nice job moving the basketball.
Granger tries to answer, comes up short. I believe this is going to be BC basketball. The battle was between 2 Pittsburgh players, Hawkins and Cummings. It goes out of bounds. The Eagles will keep it as once again Javier Rodriguez checks back in.
John, you see everything offensively for Pittsburgh is for Boston College, I should say, is all on the perimeter. They're taking perimeter shots, and they're taking fairly quick perimeter shots, not getting the ball inside nearly enough. But again, Ralph Willard's defense has really stepped up. They've moved very well. They're quick. They're active. They're helping each other out and communicating. So much of defense is communicating and talking. When guys are active and communicating, good things happen.
Now they'll reset the inbound play with 16:52 left in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse this Sunday afternoon. All the way out to Rodriguez. Now Pina. Good feed underneath that time to Granger, who's able to finish and has 10 points.
Good movement coming from the weak side, coming to the ball under the basket. Antonio Granger. You get a little bit of movement, good things happen again, and around the basket.
And there's Hawkins with that jump hook, 9 points for him. He was looking for the alley-oop pass that time, didn't get it, so he gets the basket anyway.
Absolutely.
Here's Curley, batted away underneath. That'll be foul number 3 on Ricky Greer.
Pina's done a nice job now, a couple of times finding Maglos and finding Curley in the middle, cutting right down. John, it's funny, you know, we talk about scouting reports, how teams prepare for games and the shoot-arounds and things like that. Well, we've seen Isaac Hawkins a couple of times now with that right-hand baby hook, whether it's on the left side or the right side, he always goes to the right-hand baby hook. If you don't take it away, he's going to bury you. You have to pay attention to the coaches when they're telling you the scouting report. Try to force the offense to something that they're not comfortable with, that they do not like to do.
Greer will sit as Flores returns. Curley hits the first of 2. Mickey, the senior from Duxbury, Mass. A pair at the line for him. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. 6 points. 58-31. 27-point lead. Almost 4 minutes into the second half. Lockhart, he's been the man for the Panthers today. 21 points in the first half, has not taken a shot in the second half. Cosby looking a little more for his offense. Lockhart, how about a 3? A little short.
He cooled himself off, John, in the first half. He could have had 30 had he kept shooting and looked for his opportunities. He passed up shots.
Here's Granger for 3. That's short. And they wave that basket off as the foul comes inside.
Nice foul. It didn't count, but Costas Maglo showing his ability to get up there. Al Skinner would like to see a little bit more of that.
That'll take us to a timeout. It's the 3rd foul on Lockhart, 3rd team foul on the Panthers, who are comfortably in front.
If you're looking for a tough, dependable truck, you should take a closer look at the new Nissan Frontier. It now has more horsepower than Ranger, Tacoma, and S10. It also has a bigger cargo bed than all 3, a smoother ride, and lots of features for a surprisingly low price. The rugged new Nissan Frontier. Come check it out for yourself.
Dogs love trucks.
Hey, the holidays are over, but if you're like most homeowners, you're still paying for them. That's why First Plus introduced the Debt Buster loan. It lets you borrow up to 125% of the value of your home. So even with no equity, you can still consolidate your credit cards and other loans into one low monthly payment. Plus, the interest is usually tax deductible. Give yourself a holiday from all those bills with the Debt Buster loan from First Plus. Call 1-800-510-PLUS.
Winter fun is heating up. It's time to go for the snow.
This is the place to be.
GMC Jimmy. Get into available four-wheel drive action and in control with just the push of a button, and Jimmy's deal just got better. Lease Jimmy SLS fully equipped for $299 a month. Let Jimmy help you get through this winter.
This is the place to be.
Go for the snow at your Tri-State GMC dealer. This is the place.
The youngest team in the Big East Conference beating up on Boston College right now by 27 points. Youth is definitely being served, Leo, here in Pittsburgh.
Without a doubt, we're seeing some tremendous young players for Ralph Willard. He has to be optimistic about the future of these players. Jared Lockhart having a tremendous game as sophomore, and Isaac Hawkins, another sophomore that's really starting to come into his own. And Ricardo Greer playing a good game, just a freshman. It's a good future. And you also have Vontico Cummings coming back for one.
Maglos down low, jumps into the lane, and was hooked as he jumped into the lane. A foul called on the Panthers. It will go on Isaac Hawkins, number 2 on him. You saw the 2 seniors. One of them is a walk-on, Chris Cardella. The other is sitting next to Ralph Willard because he dresses Oliver Antigua is actually the student manager.
That's right. He's always looking to see if he can get into a game every once in a while.
His brother Orlando is an outstanding player in the Big East, and now with the Harlem Globetrotters.
That's right. And Ralph Willard speaks very highly of them both, not only as athletes and the job they do, but as people. So tremendous people, some of the finest people he's ever been associated with.
In fact, he was considering the younger Antigua for an assistant coach's job, but he felt he was a little too close to the players.
Why, just because he's wearing a uniform and sitting there with a clipboard? Come on.
Might have something to do with it. Flores from the side, off the mark, tipped up by Hawkins once, not the second time though, as Curley has the rebound. Tell you what, Hawkins is so active around that basket, isn't he?
He really is. He gets up very quickly, doesn't need a lot of time, and there's Cosby showing how quickly he can get up. Cosby has a very wide wingspan. He really spreads out when he extends his arm, but you know, with Hawkins, once he gets a little stronger, not only with that quick leaping ability, but then getting that basketball, coming down with it, and powering back up, he'll have the confidence to do that.
Curley is hammered as he goes up along the baseline.
And that's what you want to do. If you're Mickey Curley or you're Costas Maglos, you want to use a lot of pump fakes against teams that are like Pittsburgh, that are young, athletic. Get them up in the air. Try to get to the free throw line. Young players like to commit, especially if they have the athleticism.
That foul was on Flores, by the way. It was not the third foul on Hawkins. It was on Flores. Curley is 3 for 3 at the free throw line. 7 points now for Mickey. The freshman off the bench. Flores, a good shooter. His minutes have gone up recently. Nice rebound that time by Vonteego Cummings.
Always important for the guards to step in there, take the shooter out, and that ball is coming right back to the shooter, Vonteego Cummings, showing some of that experience he has as a junior.
5-second call. Doesn't matter whether you're dribbling or not. The count was on. The call was made. The Panthers turn it over.
Good pressure by Pina right on Vonteego Cummings, not allowing him to go anywhere with the ball.
Leo, you talked about the first 5. We've played the first 5, and there has not been a lot of movement as far as the Eagles are concerned.
Well, we've seen so many parallels to yesterday's game between Seton Hall and Syracuse in this game, and this seems to be very similar to that game, and that Boston College just can't seem to get anything going offensively or defensively for that matter.
Good move that time by Rodriguez to get inside. Lockhart along the baseline. That's 23 points, his first basket in the second half.
He likes that little baseline jumper where he's on the move coming to the bucket.
Granger with a 3. That's his third of the afternoon. 13 points for him.
Eagles should look to get Granger more involved, try to get him some more looks. You have 2 focuses in your offense if you're Boston College right now. Get the big fellas the ball, try to get some movement, help them out, and get Granger some looks.
Oh, he went into the stands to try to save it. Instead, it's Rodriguez fouled on the way in. That'll be number 3 on the freshman, Steve Flores.
And the crowd applauding for Vonteego Cummings. Here's your main guy playing the heavy-duty minutes, not afraid to go into the bench over a couple of chairs to make sure he saves the ball.
It'll bring us to a timeout with 14:04 remaining. The Panthers continue to lead 60-38, the 22nd timeout.
John, you know what I liked about that play? Not only the great hustle by Vonteego Cummings when he went into the chairs, but you see where he threw the basketball. He threw it in the forecourt. Remember, we had that replay in the first half when Antonio Granger saved it towards his own bucket. Vonteego Cummings making sure if we're going to get anything, it's going to be a fast break, not a layup for the other team.
Well, the home schedule winding down for the Panthers. They will start a road trip that takes them to Villanova, Connecticut, and Georgetown. They finish with games against PC and Villanova back here in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. They are finished with the Civic Arena and probably happy about that. They lost 3 in a row in the Civic Arena.
Yeah, a lot more homely atmosphere here.
Curling from the side, misses the shot. Nice rebound by Hawkins. Pina going for the steal, almost winds up an eye lap, and they're going to give Maglos a block. But the finish that time by Hawkins. Boy, is he active.
Great job of getting to the bucket. Give Cosby some credit for keeping that ball alive on the offensive glass. You don't have to get it. Just keep it alive until somebody can get their hands on it.
Maglos picking up the loose ball and sticking it back in. That's 5 points for Maglos, the junior from Greece. It's 62-40.
This is a tough game right now, the way it's unfolded for the 2 big fellas for Boston College, because it's a quicker pace than they would like to play, and they're getting caught out of position quite a bit defensively.
Over Maglos. That's going to come up well short. Curley the rebound. Attila Cosby looking more for his offense here in the second half, and he had found it until that one. This is a 3 from deep in the corner, and it is good. Some offense from Rodriguez. And the Pittsburgh Panthers are going to take a full timeout with 12:57 to go in the game. Their lead is dwindling just a bit. It's still 19 as we come back with more Big East basketball from Fitzgerald.
Shotgun formation. Quarterback shot side.
Crawford for Kay Jewelers.
This Valentine's Day, give a gift from the heart. Diamonds from Kay Jewelers.
Tell her she means the world to you with a diamond heart pendant. Prices start at just $99.95.
This Valentine's Day, just say Kay.
This is where I work. These are my co-workers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Now at this point in the game with 5.5 to go. Oh, what a feat!
Hamilton to Freeman.
That'll get the crowd involved. UConn with the highlight play.
That is our combo stuff of the week. What a great win for Connecticut yesterday. We want to send along get well wishes to Mark Plansky, one of our colleagues who's ailing right now, and also my daughter Gabrielle as she recoups at home. Inside Hawkins, looking for some place to go. Up with the right hand, and he gets the roll.
What hand was that, John? Up with the right hand again. Take that away, big fella. Mickey Curley, Costas Maglos. You can't let him keep doing that.
13 points for Hawkins. Granger for 3, off the mark. The Eagles track it down. Pina with it. He played more minutes in the second half, I think, than he did in the first half. He did get the start today.
Well, Woodward getting the seat right now. It has been struggling, not shooting the ball and turning the ball over, so Al Skinner giving him some time to think about it.
Well, how about this? One jump shooter fouls the other.
Well, Javier Rodriguez just seemed to make something out of nothing right there, jumping almost right into Lockhart to make sure he got the foul.
ESPN USA Today top 25. North Carolina leading Tech by 16 now. It's Kentucky by 7 over Villanova. Wildcats hosting Kentucky. Kansas the lead over Missouri, playing at home. And of course later on it'll be Providence and Rutgers. Big East Conference basketball on a Sunday. That's 4 fouls, by the way, on Lockhart.
Fortunately, the couple he picked up early away from the play had nothing to do with anything, can come back to haunt you, which is something we talked about. You really have to be careful when you're picking up your fouls because you're going to get a couple you don't expect. And during the normal course of the game, you're going to have a foul or two, so you don't want to risk anything by picking up some foolish fouls.
Rodriguez has done a pretty good job off the bench trying to provide some spark. Lockhart with 23 points, 21 of them in the first half, goes to the bench as Flores is back on. He converts on 2 of the 3. 8 points now for the freshman.
Rodriguez has done a nice job in this game, John. He's made a few mistakes, but he's worked real hard trying to provide some sort of energy to the Boston College team.
Missed that shot. Instead of the jump hook, he went to the turnaround jump shot, and it went over the basket.
Which is exactly the point. It changed things up.
Curley going low. Nicely done by Costas Maglos, who has 7 points. Now that's the inside play you want to see.
Exactly, and that can work because you have high-low situations with 2 big guys looking for each other. With a little bit of movement, get that guy coming to the top and then dropping it down. You should be able to get that a lot more than they're looking for.
The foul is on Pina, but no problem really for Boston College at this point. Pina picks up his second, but they're not near the bonus, so Flores will inbound to Vontigo Cummings. Vontigo with a dozen points so far this afternoon. Attila Cosby, one of the Pittsburgh freshmen. Here's another, Flores. Hawkins on the perimeter to Greer, one of 3 freshmen on the court right now for Pittsburgh. Cummings goes to the baseline, no place to go. Hawkins outside, shot clock is at 10. And Greer will make something happen, starts to off the dribble and turns it over, but Cummings gets it back, finds Cosby underneath for the jam.
Exactly the way they scripted it. The ball gets lost, but I'll tell you what, Vontigo Cummings, good clock recognition, awareness of the clock, and then throwing that bullet pass down low.
Maglos, he goes to a hook of his own and now has 9. He's beginning to warm it up. It's 66-49. Greer trailing the play is Cosby. And they reset now. Nearing the midway point in the second half.
You know Ralph Willard, but at this point in the game, that clock can't tick away fast enough. He wants to eat some time off the clock and make sure that they use as much as possible to make Boston College work and not give them a chance to get back in the game. But Ralph Willard, after the way things have been going, could not have this game end fast enough.
Curley with it. He got the nice rebound at the other end off the Greer three-point miss. Maglos goes back to Curley. Puts up a lane jumper, bending, and tipped in.
May have gotten away with
I think so.
Goaltending. That ball looked to me, it was still sitting on the rim, and I think all the folks here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse felt exactly the same way.
Maglos will be credited with the basket. 11 for him. Cummings right through the legs of Cosby.
Yeah, tough pass right there. And Cosby had no chance of catching that ball.
The lead had been as many as 29. Right now, it's 15.
This is where you have to be careful when you take too much time off the clock. You don't want to break your own rhythm. And also defensively, Pittsburgh not playing quite as aggressively as they did early on.
That foul's going to be on Hawkins. It'll be number 3, and you be the judge. I think the shot might have rolled in anyway.
Exactly. Let's take a look right here. That ball's sitting right there. It was definitely on the rim. It looked like it was coming out, but still over the cylinder. But hey, Maglos in Greece, that's allowed. When the ball's on the cylinder, on the rim, you're allowed to tap it in. So let's play a little international ball here.
Hawkins with a nice rebound as he skies for the Panthers. Montego coming. Pittsburgh now needs to look for a little bit of its offense again.
They really do. Get that ball moving quickly like they did earlier in the game. And then when that perimeter shot's there, take it. See, right now, too much time.
You can't do that. Cosby will pick up his second personal foul. He held the ball instead of getting rid of it right away and winds up turning it over.
Exactly. You don't want to play around right now. See, he's not sure what he's going to do, so kick it out. Don't put the ball on the floor, especially when you got the smallest, quickest player on the floor. And then a little headlock to ensure that an attempt to get it back.
With 3 fouls, he will head to the bench as Kevin Leslie is back on once again for the Panthers, who've led throughout. The Eagles have never been in front this afternoon. They were shocked early on by Mr. Lockhart, who scored the first 10 points for Pittsburgh. Pina has not scored.
He's not going to score a lot when he comes in the game. He will make his free throws when he comes in. He'll look to get to the line by hustling and getting fouled, but Al Skinner knows when he's in there, he's primarily in there to handle the basketball, to work hard defensively, and make sure the right people get it.
A couple of signees for the Eagles. Brian Ross out of North Quincy, Mass. And Clinton Sims, who's from Kentucky but going to school at Maine Central Institute. He will join this program.
What's a tough year for Al Skinner? At the time he took over the job, it was very difficult to recruit. 8 players were lost from last year's team, some of them going along with Jimmy O'Brien, Ohio State.
There's a steal. Maglos with it. On the perimeter, this is a 3, and it's short, but Granger will get another chance. Spins, goes baseline, and scores. Nicely done.
That's a nice move right there. Instead of just settling for putting up another jumper, go hard at the bucket. Granger has the size and the quickness to make moves going to the basket.
Boston College has outscored the Panthers by 12 in the second half, and they've reduced the lead to 11. It's been a nice run by the Eagles. Flores for 3 from the corner, off the mark. It's his own rebound, then loses it along the baseline. A 12-2 BC run, and they are on the run right now.
Several times now, Pitt players have put the ball down around Pina, and he's taking it away.
And Granger might have forced that one.
Yeah, you don't need that shot that quickly. Take that ball to the basket or swing it around. You can get that shot anytime in your offense.
Cummings banged hard as he got down inside. He ran into Kostas Maglos. But the foul is called on Mickey Curley. Number 2 on Mickey. He'll bark a little bit. It'll do him no good when he's talking to Rusty Herring.
I don't know too many officials that's going to do you a lot of good. I've never won one of those arguments, John. I've had a few, but I've never won one.
Never committed a foul, but were called for a
No,
while.
I did have one. I did have one in 1981, but that was it.
13 for Montego Cummings. And Lockhart, with his 4 fouls, comes back on. We need him to He stopped shooting, and that's hurting.
Yeah, it really has. You know, a player can be unselfish to a point, but if you're hot and you're advantageous to your team to take the shots, you have to look for your offense and realize that that's the good of your team. You have to make those shots, and he took so much pressure off Montego Cummings early in the game. He should have kept it up. Again, some of the early fouls he committed hurt him.
68-55. Beautiful feed to Maglos, who now has 13.
And that defense that Pittsburgh was playing, taking away everything around the basket. They didn't give up almost any transition hoops in the first half. Right now, they're sleeping defensively, and it's going to hurt them if they don't get back into it.
Cummings forced his way in there, and a good job defensively that time by Dwayne Pina.
How about Pina now? A couple of steals, getting up there to block the shot against a much bigger Montego Cummings. You have to love that from the former walk-on.
7:47 to play. The Panthers lead being challenged by the Eagles and Maglos.
Have you done anything all day?
Got my report card, straight A's, finished my extra credit assignment, found a home for a stray cat, got you a better rate on your mortgage, did your taxes, donated blood, gave Mumpy a haircut. Oh, and I ordered dinner for the whole family on me, which should be here right about now.
Think that's refreshing? Try this. The crisp new taste of 7-Up. It's everything you like about 7-Up, just more of it. 7-Up with a crisp new taste. Now that's refreshing.
Dad?
Men, is gray hair sneaking up on you right under your nose, making you look too old?
Whoa, it is sneaking up on me. Up here, too.
You need Just for Men gel, made for the hard-to-color gray of mustaches and sideburns. Simply brush in this no-drip gel, and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray's gone. Your mustache and sideburns blend perfectly with your natural hair color.
That gray won't sneak up on me again.
Just for Men gel, the sure thing for a natural look.
Fox Sports News Primetime. We are there. Sunday, we're going deep with skipper Davey Johnson.
One of the best managers in the history of baseball doesn't have a job.
So, what's up, Mrs. J?
She got me fired in Cincinnati handball.
Joe Buck hosts Going Deep tonight at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
We are back at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. The Panthers had their biggest lead 3 minutes into this second half when they were up by 29 points. But since then, the Eagles have outscored them 30-12. Let's check it out with our First Plus Financial game summary. The Panthers dominating early on thanks to the play of Lockhart, who had the huge first half. Granger trying to pick it up a bit in the second half, and Maglos definitely doing the job for the Eagles in the second half.
Well, he's getting some easier buckets. The team is looking for him a little bit more. You saw that transition alley-oop he picked up just a little while ago. And John, one of the stats, remember I threw out in the first half that's hurt Pittsburgh all season long in Big East play. Teams getting to the free throw line and making their free throws. Opponents have made 176 free throws on this Big East season, and Pittsburgh has only attempted 163 in this game. Boston College has gotten to the line 26 times. Pittsburgh only 10. That's a big difference, and they've made 10 more, 17-7 in the make side. So big stat for Boston College is one way to stay in the basketball game, and their defense has really picked up to help out as well here in the second.
It will come back the other way.
Tide has definitely turned towards Boston College. Ralph Willard showing his frustration. When things are going for you, when you're working hard defensively, you start getting the calls like Pittsburgh did at the beginning of this game.
The foul is on Leslie? Yes. I didn't even see that foul, but look at the difference, the change in the shooting percentages. You knew Pitt was not going to stay hot forever, but the Eagles have warmed up in the second half.
That's right. Pittsburgh just shot the lights out in the first half, and they've cooled off. And Boston College, by getting some better movement and getting the ball inside, their percentage is naturally going to go up. When you just settle for perimeter shots, it's very difficult to keep that percentage up there.
Leslie to the bench as Cosby returns. Rodriguez to the foul line. He's been busy there.
Rodriguez has been a positive factor, missing that free throw. Look at Pina right in there again, keeping that ball live, almost gets a steal.
But instead it's Lockhart who draws the trap, the takeaway, And Granger off the glass and good. That's 17 now for Granger, and the lead continues to dwindle, 68-59.
A lot of fire in the eyes for Boston College right now. Pina really doing a job defensively. Rodriguez getting things going, playing with an entirely different attitude.
There's the jump hook. The answer from Isaac Hawkins with the right hand, 15
with the right
points.
hand, he's been killing with the right hand.
A 32-12 run is cut off by that jump hook. Curley along the baseline, has it knocked away, almost stolen, and Lockhart comes up with his second steal. Last time, though, he turned it back over the other way. This time, looking to Hawkins against Maglos. Got him in the air, and Maglos drags him down.
Good push up there. Vonteego Cummings finding Hawkins, and Hawkins didn't rush the play. He could have taken a quick shot, tried to go right up over Maglos. Instead, ball fake, get him up in the air, get to the free throw line. Check this out. Vonteego Cummings, as soon as he gets it, headmans the ball and fake, get the defender up, try to finish strong, possibly get a three-point play.
Your hockey talk coming out there, little headman pass.
Absolutely.
Huh? Hawkins 1 out of 2 at the free throw line in the first half. His first chance in the second half. He's now got 16 points. This guy made only 2 starts last year, averaged 2.5 points a game, much like Lockhart. These freshmen becoming sophomores, getting more playing time.
And I don't think he's even scratching the surface of where he's going to be if he keeps developing at this pace, John.
A pair for Hawkins at the line. He has 17. The Panthers lead at 72-59. 6.5 minutes remaining. There is time now for the Eagles. They've worked themselves back into a position to get back in this game. Three-pointer is off the mark by Rodriguez. Tracked down in the corner by Lockhart to Cummings. Long bounce pass to Cosby, and he's fouled by Maglos. That will be number 4 on Kostas Maglos.
That was a big-time pass by Vonteego Cummings. Coming down on the break, a one-handed pass off the dribble, bounce pass. Watch him come up the court. He's looking. He's got his head up the whole time, looking for his teammates, and they're moving. They're running, and right there, as soon as Rodriguez comes up, there's the delivery. And nice job by Cosby to catch first and then go up. Remember, a little bit earlier, he tried to catch and go before he had the ball in his hands.
Puts himself at the free throw line where he's now 13 of 17. So he's done a good job. The Panthers in general in Big East play have been the best free throw shooting team in the league.
Yeah, and that's a big difference. The only problem is, as I mentioned a little while ago, they haven't gotten to the line as much as their opposition. But if you make your free throws, you're going to be successful, especially in close games.
Cosby had a huge game, his best as a collegiate, in the loss at West Virginia last week. Cosby with 8. 74-59. The Panthers move it back to a 15-point advantage. The fans have gotten kind of quiet with the big lead. They're starting to make a little noise again. Here's Maglos. Gets Hawkins in the air and lays it off the glass.
A good job as well. We saw Cosby at the other end with the pump fake, and there's Maglos, same thing. Get the defenders up in the air, make sure you get the basket, possibly get to the free throw.
Well, you know they're now doing, Leo, what you suggested they should from the beginning, and that's pound it inside and use their experience. Maglos has had a huge second half with 13 points.
And I still think they could have done it even more than they have, John, but just by doing it as much as they have, they've gotten themselves back into this.
Scramble along the baseline, and it's going to belong to Boston College. 5.5 to play. The Eagles using their strength inside to lift themselves back in this game.
So I would not even consider an outside shot right now if I'm Boston College until I swung the ball around a couple times, looked inside, and then kick it back out if you don't have it. But primary focus is inside. And Maglos wants it. He's trying to seal his man down low. He really wants the basketball.
Instead, it's Curley right in the lane with his little push shot that's good. Curley is there for 9 points.
But see, that's a great play right there, John. You took it from one side of the court to the other. You get it to the high post. And Curley looked to dump down first, but he was so wide open, he takes a shot. Guess who's got inside position if he misses? Maglos is sitting right there waiting for the ball.
5 minutes to go, an 11-point lead for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Attila Cosby hands it off to Greer, comes down the lane, spins against Granger, goes back to Cosby. Nice little runner by Attila Cosby. Double figures, 10 points for him.
Tough shot. He made it a little tougher than he had to. I thought he just had that foul line jumper, just catch and shoot, but obviously a little more comfortable off the dribble.
Granger for 3 at short. Curley battling for the rebound, had it, lost it to Greer, and picked up a foul. That would be the 3rd on Mickey Curley.
Mickey Curley knew it out of frustration, committed the foul, but You notice one thing, John, Maglos and Curley both more active on the offensive glass. They're working a little bit harder. Simple reason why. They're getting the ball more. If you want your big guys to rebound, go to the offensive glass and move and help you out defensively, give them the ball once in a while.
It'll be a 1-and-1 for Greer. The other way, the Panthers have been whistled for 10 fouls, so it's the double bonus, and you're right. He made that shot tougher than it had to be.
Yeah, that's a very difficult shot leaning forward. You're aiming it, you're just kind of letting it go softly. You could have had just a nice short pop-up from the foul line.
Doesn't matter, he made it. Huh?
He made it, that's right. And Ralph Willard will take every single one of those at this point.
27 out of 33 at the line for Ricky Greer. He's got 8 points.
Pittsburgh in a 2-3 zone right now.
And Woodward back on the court. He's not played
nice
much.
pass.
Oh! Maglos a miss. Not that time, and he'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, that miss worked in his favor. Coming back stronger the second time and making sure he had contact and never broke his concentration. Nice pass inside, though. Watch the movement. Swing that ball from one side, get it over, up top, drop pass, excellent. Good second effort as well. Maglos just going up, making up his mind. He's going to get hit, he's going to finish, and he didn't do that in the first half.
Maglos go at the line and miss.
Stepped off the line again, John.
Was on Attila Cosby. He now has 4 for the Panthers, whose lead is 13. Lockhart only 2 points in the second half after 21 in the first half. Here's Cosby. Vontigo coming. Shot clock at 15. Good look inside to Greer, and with the follow stuff, Fitz Hawkins with 19 points.
Great pass. Vontigo Cummings looked at the postman and skipped it over his head. And the postman, much like I talked about earlier, has inside position if he doesn't get the ball on the miss.
The 3 is off the mark again. Greer had it, lost it. Hawkins looks to Cummings. He's got Cosby with him, pulls up for the jumper. It's off the mark. Back comes Pina, 3.5 to play. Maglos tried to stuff on the alley-oop, couldn't do it.
A little bit too far from the basket. The big fella's got to come down with it. Every basket critical.
Vontigo Cummings, he wants the ball in his hands in the latter part of the game. Here comes Cosby. Fouled on the way in.
Good decision there. Cosby has the quickness, has the first step. Maglos does not want to come out and play that far away from the basket. You put the ball on the floor, you got him in a big bind.
Man, bad news for Maglos. According to our numbers, he's out of the ball game. Well, Maglos, a part of this turnaround for the Eagles in the second half with 16 of his 17 points, but he will leave with 3:05 to play.
Good decision again by Attila Cosby, the freshman, putting that ball on the floor. We've seen him make some nice moves to the basket, some explosive moves, putting that ball on the floor and going right by Maglos, who does not feel comfortable that far away from the basket.
Rodriguez checks in. Javier, 8 points for him in the ball game this afternoon. Glad you could join us for our Big East game of the week on a Sunday. Check your local listing. There's more coming up next Saturday and Sunday as we move into February, and everybody's making the push now toward postseason. I know you like what you've seen of these young Pittsburgh players, don't you?
I really do, and I think that's what's frustrating for the fans of Pittsburgh, that they expect victories, but when you look at some of the young players they have, the future definitely looks bright, especially when you add in the factor of Vontigo Cummings, a veteran player whose junior year will be back again. And that just makes it that much sweeter for Ralph Willard.
You're right. A dozen for Cosby. It's 82-65. Just over 3 minutes to play. We'll be back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse after this.
Hey, the holidays are over, but if you're like most homeowners, you're still paying for them. That's why First Plus introduced the Debt Buster loan. It lets you borrow up to 125% of the value of your home. So even with no equity, you can still consolidate your credit cards and other loans into one low monthly payment. Plus, the interest is usually tax deductible. Give yourself a holiday from all those bills with the Debt Buster loan from First Plus. Call 1-800-510-PLUS.
Once again, Nissan has outdone themselves, presenting the new Nissan Frontier. Our new truck with impressive features, including the largest standard cargo bed in its class, a quiet, comfortable new cabin, and the most powerful standard engine in its class. Hey, could you expect anything less from the company who invented the extended cab? The new Nissan Frontier, a new way to enjoy the ride.
Building a deck, huh? Yep. Guess you're not worried about termites or decay. What? Wood's not pressure treated.
It sure is.
But it's not greenish like mine.
Kodiak wood gives you a natural look and a lifetime warranty against decay and termites.
Can't use this for 6 months.
Use it right away.
Well, kids shouldn't be.
Kodiak is safe for families and the environment.
Pressure treated,
but no green.
I can't stand a know-it-all.
Kodiak makes other pressure-treated wood green with envy.
Today's Big East game has been brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And by Combo's Snacks. Hunger is the enemy. Kill it. Get stuffed with Combos. Watch the pass, Leo, coming up here.
Right before the pass, check out the ball fake. He looks right at Isaac Hawkins, fakes. Mickey Curley goes over with the fake. That opens up the baseline for Ricky Green. He goes in, and then Isaac Hawkins doesn't just stand and watch. He follows the play. Great job, all starting from a ball fake.
Turnaround in the front court scoring first half to second. It was all Pittsburgh early on, and unfortunately for the Eagles, Maglos is now fouled out of the ballgame.
Well, the Eagles forgot about their big guys. They didn't use them early in the game.
Curley gets the ball back, misses the shot. Follow won't go, tipped up again, and one more time for Curley. Still again for Curley, nothing there.
He's got to grab that, come down and go strong, back up. You can't take the soft shots. Grab it, power back up.
82-65. It'll be over and back. The Panthers will turn it back to the Eagles. That is the 18th Pittsburgh turnover.
Right around where they average. Pittsburgh averages about 17 turnovers a game on the season.
Woodward to Granger off the glass and good.
Granger's got good size, John. We talk about him, he's a shooter, but he has the ability to get around the basket. He's got good size, good legs. He can get up with his quickness. He should look to mix up his game a lot more, and he has been playing good ball last 7-8 games for Boston College, but he's capable of doing that every single night.
The Eagles made their run, got to within 9, right into the hands of Curley. Woodward now. He's got Rodriguez with him, but Woodward takes it in and scores and will go to the line.
Nice job, Dwayne Woodward. Slowed down, allowed Greer to catch up with him. Used that left arm, maybe a little bit too much. Let's check out this replay. Goes up and he shields Greer right there. Caught Greer right in the face with that left hand, trying to keep him away from the block.
Woodward's first basket of the second half. Remember, he was on the bench for much of this second half.
Yeah, only had one bucket from the field in the first.
But he's been strong from the line, made all 7 attempts, and now has 11. 12-point lead. Final 2 minutes from Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Panthers trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Cummings just trying to dribble the ball. Crosby working hard along that baseline and does the job.
That's a nice move right there. Powerful move, turn, go right into the defender. If the defender leans back, you take his angle away. He has no chance of making the block if he can't jump.
Rodriguez to Curley. Woodward for 3. In and out. The putback is there by Pina. And that's going to bring a quick timeout from the Eagles. As Pina gets his first field goal, he has a couple of free throws, 4 points in the game. It's 84-72. It's a 20-second timeout. Woodward, a very versatile player as well for Al Skinner. He had a triple-double, a very rare item in the Big East. I know the guy to my right had a couple of triple-doubles, but
you know, it's funny, back in the old day, I didn't even know they kept track of that sort of thing.
Leo Routon Did it a couple of times, but it is a rare bird in the Big East. You didn't know you'd done it?
No, I knew I did it, but back then nobody really paid attention. It wasn't a big deal if you had a triple-double. Now you get a triple-double and it's headlines and on the news, on the sports, everywhere.
Pina will pick up his third foul as he bumps Cummings right at midcourt, right in front of our broadcast position.
Amazing to think, if you look at Oscar Robertson, a former NBA great, averaged a triple-double for an entire season.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It is. I can't even comprehend that when you look at how difficult that is to play such a complete game.
Cummings has warmed up at the free throw line. Missed 2 of his first 3. He's made now his last 4. 15 points as he inches closer to his season average. The Panthers were jump-started today by the strong start of Jarrett Lockhart. He was terrific in the first half. The Eagles used their inside muscle to make a run in the second half.
He really was tremendous early in the game, and what he did was take the pressure off of Montego Cummings, which is one of the things we talked about. Woodward getting on track a little bit late.
That's his first three-pointer of the ball game, and it's a 10-point game, a minute to play.
What I like about what Montego Cummings did, he reacted very well to Lockhart getting off to a good start. He's played the role of doing a lot of other things, including taking the ball to the basket strong like that, but he's really let the game come to him. Made good decisions, good passes, got everybody involved, and did not worry about not getting his shots. Enjoyed the fact that his team was up
11 points for Curley, 10-point lead for the Pittsburgh Panthers. They'll be on their way to their third conference victory. And their 10th win of the season in this building. They will be 10-4. Rodriguez commits his third foul. Ralph Willard's team has really struggled of late. Played 4 games in 8 days, losing twice to their backyard rival down I-79 West Virginia, and then they lost the city game. Lockhart now has matched his career high with 24 points. Very quiet though in the second half.
Yeah, we've mentioned it. We could have had more opportunities to score a lot in this game.
Well, after the kind of first half he had, I think it's only fitting that he does at least establish a new career high with 25 points. Woodward goes up, comes down, gets it to Pena. Three-pointer is no good. Rodriguez tips it to Curley, misses the short hook, and it's Greer tied up by Pena. They're going to call a foul, I think, on Pena. That'll be his 4th. Pittsburgh now with 89 points, and that is a season high. Both these teams have enjoyed scoring in the lower numbers. Pittsburgh is 1-11 when their opponent scores over 70, and 6-0 when they keep the opponent under 70, and the numbers are very similar for Boston College.
Exactly, but Pittsburgh had such a good start to this game that it really affected the rest of the basketball game. Even when BC made their run, they got more active, got more involved offensively and defensively. The lead was just too much for them to try to get back in, and Ralph Willard did a real nice job of his team slowed the tempo down. They didn't slow it enough where they lost control of the game, just enough to eat some time off the clock. Then they picked up the pace again defensively.
Woodward off the mark with his 3. Rodriguez got it back as he battles Lockhart. Curley from the baseline hits the shot. Mickey with 13 points.
Curley looks a little sluggish. You have to figure a lot of that has to be attributed to the fact that he is suffering from the flu.
Lockhart takes it in against Curley. No foul called. It was out of bounds and belongs to the Pittsburgh Panthers. 1 second to go, and I think the people here wanted Lockhart to stop, spot up, and shoot another 3.
I think they can't believe there was no foul on Curley. I think the officials want to get out of here too.
That basket will not count, so the final is going to be 89-79. The Eagles win the second half, but the Panthers had too big a cushion and win the basketball game. 89-79. We'll come back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse with more after this.
There is a business class seat that tilts as a whole, raising your knees, distributing your weight evenly, and relaxing every part of your body, which makes it oh so easy to drift off. The Club World Cradle Seat, only on British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Toshiba notebooks with the Intel Pentium processor can make any presentation come alive with brilliant color and stereo sound, even when you're out in the field. By harnessing the awesome power of the Intel Pentium processor, Toshiba portables can keep up with your thoughts. They can even keep up with your dreams. Toshiba portables, a more personal computer.
Where were you January 6th when history was made?
Did you ever bet on baseball?
The questions no one else will ask. Rome, Matthews, Midnights, The Last Word. You can't help but watch.